Hello everybody, another little update with the boat. Morning everybody. I just thought I would do an update. I keep promising I'll do an update. Here we go. I'm not feeling up to it. I'm really not feeling up to it. I'm not feeling like my usual, I'm not feeling like the sparkly self that you know. I won't say usual because that sparkly self doesn't come out all the time, only in public, on my forages and stuff. But I keep saying to everybody I know that I will do an update and show you how the boat is going. I did do one a few weeks ago, and we've made some forwards progress and some backwards progress since then. I say we because Brian's helping me, my mate Brian is helping me. Basically, what I'm doing at the moment to try and get this boat done is I'm working 3 days a week at the farm where I moor the boat, general handyman. There's worse work in the world to be had, there's a lot worse work in the world to be had. I'm often renovating jetties, making new jetties like my jetty there. So when these moorings become vacant, quite often the jetties are, well, not much better than derelict, to be honest. So it's a case of ripping them all out and starting afresh, spending hours and hours and hours stood in the canal in waders, which isn't as bad as it sounds. It's even in the middle of winter. Canals are not as cold as you think. I get my waders on, and basically it's the top couple of inches of water around my thigh that's the cold bit, but down at the bottom where my feet are isn't that bad. It only gets down to about 4 degrees down there, so it's not as bad as you'd think. And then with the money I earn from that 3 days, I then pass that on to Brian, and Brian helps me for 3 days, so he's working for me for 3 days. But he knows what he's doing with the electrics, and he knows what he's doing with the gas, and he knows about boat safety certificates. So we're going to get the basic infrastructure of the boat installed. So I've not tidied up, I've not done anything to make this look like a fancy video. Here's my shed, what an absolute tip. What I've got here is a little bit of a backward step, but with a forward step going on as well. So these are new windows for the boat. I made wooden windows. Can you see the wooden windows on the boat? Or the wooden window. I've taken one of them out, which is where the tarp's there. And they're just not cutting it at all. They're not good enough. And I use perspex, and I don't like the perspex. I'm going to put glass in with a perspex double glaze. So I've had them remade. I've had them made up out of metal, which weren't bloody cheap. Materials, stuff knocking about, generator over there. Let's have a look at this boat. So stepping on into the wheelhouse, you can see the floors half up. I'm just giving those batteries a bit of a charge. We're doing the rewiring. And as you can see, the rewiring, the new wire, looks nice and new and fancy. Over there in the back room, I've got a new battery bank. That's to be fitted here, because these batteries are goosed. I'm just giving them a bit of a charge. The charge for that is coming off the solar setup on the back of the shed. Steering wheel is loose at the moment. The whole wheelhouse is all ripped out and what have you. We've just been trying to figure out the ignition for the engine wiring, because there was something funny going on with that. Anyway, we worked it out. A bath, hey, a little mini bath that you can sit in, and that actually works now. So I've actually got my hot water running, and last time I made a little video, I did it in the bedroom, or I started in the bedroom, and it doesn't look much different apart from that bit, the shower, which is a massive step forward. So I'm going to step through and go to the front room. Building site, tools, stuff everywhere. But what we've got in this corner is a working boiler and heater. The green thing is the hot air blower. The tissues can be moved now. They were just catching a drip as I was setting it up. That's all done. Yeah, the red thing is an accumulator, so that just adds a bit of water pressure into the water system. Or keeps a bit of pressure, should I say, not adds a bit. So that's all working and operational and looking good. Doors for the cratch. These two leaning up. There are a couple of doors to go in here. And, oh look, that's shining nicely, isn't it? The colours are coming through. That cratch board that I made with the sunburst is working fantastically, but the wood isn't, because it's been a bit damp on here. Well, I've not had the heating set up, and the windows have all been single glazed, and there've been condensation and all that sort of stuff. So there's a bit of damp in the atmosphere. So what has happened is the wood has blackened. So I was kind of hoping to keep that just sort of oiled wood with a wood finish, but I'm not. It's birch ply. Anybody that does any woodwork knows birch ply, and birch ply is a wonderful material. It's really, really solid, good quality stuff. This is it, two nice brand new pieces. And what birch ply has is lots and lots of laminates. Look at that. That's only 22mm thick, but look how many laminates you've got in that, and each there's no gaps. You know, sometimes when you look at the edge of plywood you see little holes in it here and there, but these are really solid laminates. And what happens with this birch ply is it will blacken, the surface of it will blacken like that, but it doesn't rot, it doesn't go into the wood. It's only a surface discoloration. But the discoloration you can't get rid of. Once you've got it, you can't get rid of it. So that board's going to be, don't worry, it's not ruined. It's just going to be painted, and that'll solve it. But first of all, just need to dry up the bolt a little bit more. Oh dear, it's going on forever. If you've not seen where I'm up to very often, then you'll see steps forward. You know, every time I do an update, once every few months there's a step forward, but it feels like I'm not making any progress whatsoever, and it feels like it's going on forever. And when it's cold, it's disheartening. Been doing a bit of thinking as to why the hell am I doing this? What is it I'm doing and why am I doing it? Because everybody that's been interested in the progress and watching updates has sort of been saying things like, yeah, but you're going to be living the dream and all that sort of stuff, and I have to remind myself of that. But when I think about what's my motivation for coming down here and doing all this, it's like a massive combination of things. I hate being somewhere where there's no nature and there's no wildlife, and we've got it here. Listen to the birds. Over there in the distance, well, it's not actually in the distance, but it looks it on video, is a road. So just through those trees is the A6. It's not that busy, is it, actually? It can get busy at rush hours and stuff. Come on, I've just zoomed in so you can watch a car going past and see where the A6 is, and there's none there. There we go, you can hear it coming. There we go. So that's the A6. So that's the road noise I get. It's not bad, is it? And I'm under the trees. I get kingfishers, lots of birds. I get the chiff chaff all summer long. I kind of like chiff chaffs, but they drive you mad because it's just the same repetitive noise over and over and over again, and it makes you feel like you're living in a loop in the Matrix. They just stand there on a branch, don't they? You know, some birds like blackbirds have such a beautiful song that's like got so much complexity to it. Chiff chaffs, no, they just stand on the branch and go chiff chaff, 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 and they just do it all day long. but I do like them. Get a few mammals down here, not rats. I've seen a few mammals. I've even seen a waterfall. But yeah, we don't get rats. That's good. So I don't want to. I hate. So many people have to live in a place where there is no nature on your doorstep. The way of trying to get yourself a bit of nature on your doorstep, unfortunately, more often than not, is by being a good capitalist and working really hard, but working for the man, becoming a breadhead, and getting enough money in your account so you can afford to live somewhere nice. And I've not done that. I don't earn a lot of money. I think earning money isn't my motivation. I love having a good social standing, but it kind of comes when you speak to people more than by what you've got, what you can offer them, what you can give them, what energy you can put into situations and conversations and stuff like that. So this gives me gives me the option of living somewhere nice that's not costing me an arm and a leg. But there's a few other things as well. So the off-grid part of it is hard work. It's hard work trying to set it up, and it takes lots of commitment, and you're kind of always a bit of a slave to it. The convenience of just flicking a switch and the power's there provided by somebody else, the water's there provided by somebody else, the heating comes on, energy provided by somebody else. It's so bloody convenient by comparison. Chopping wood, going getting stuff that you need, setting up the solar setup, looking after the solar setup is expensive. I've spent quite a bit of money on the solar setup, and I don't really know if I've had any value out of that yet, but give it another couple of years and I probably will do. I think it's a case of like, do you pay a load of money to the energy company, or do you think, fuck that, I can do that this way, I can do that way, I can chop some wood here, I can, it's like, sod that, I'm not, I suppose I'm a bit stubborn about what I'm paying for. So that's, I think, one of my motivations. But it's hard work, and I'm really slow progress. Brian's due down shortly. He should be here any minute, really. And we'll carry on doing the electrical installation. We're getting towards the end of winter. I gave myself till spring. Every time I give myself a deadline, it runs over, and I hate that. But by the end of spring, I need to be on this boat and making my plans for forest horizons, for forages, for getting some sort of plan in place for how what my work's going to look like for the next 12 months. But until I'm on this boat, I think what I've done in order to focus myself is just sort of gone, right, 3 days at the farm, 3 days on the boat, 1 day off. That's my week. My day off might be working on the boat, but that's the format I've given myself until the job's done. So if you're waiting for the forages, please bear with me. I'll get there with it. And I need to do the forages because, like I said, I'm working 3 days at the farm. That doesn't really pay me much. That's all. For those of you that've been in my forages, I know that you'll love it. I know that you'll talk well about the forages and say they had a wonderful day and stuff. You'll also see me stand there and earn a good wage for the day. It is the best wage that I earn. It is the best part of the year. It's the most fun part. It's superbly rewarding, and it pays me well. And what it does then is it makes sure that I've got a little bit of a cushion for doing stuff like this and setting myself up with stuff like this. So for everybody who's been on the forages, thank you for coming. I'm so lucky to be able to do that. Oh, I'm going to nip back on the boat because one of the other boaters is just coming down. and I know you'll shout over for a conversation, but I need to finish off this video. So I'm hiding. So that's where I'm up to. Keep watching, and I don't like doing videos where I don't feel like I've got my sparkle, and I apologise. I don't want anyone to sort of feel like deflated. I like people to feel inflated. But progress is being made, and I'll do another update soon. Cheers. See you all soon.